Hello and welcome to another episode of Summer Coyote Outdoors, where we talk about everything outdoor exploration. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about something kind of crazy that I did. Here behind me, you might have noticed I have a motorcycle. And I recently bought this. I picked this thing up in November of 2022. And originally, I bought it because gas prices were going astronomically high, and I was like, oh, motorcycles get good gas mileage. Guess I'll get a motorcycle. And then this thing happened where I learned that you can go places and do cool stuff and like see the world in a different way. And so I started driving around locally and finding all the good little back roads to go down, and I've been really enjoying that. But one of the things that I recently had the opportunity to do was to go motorcycle camping, which was a blast. So I had heard about a camp out that was happening fairly close, about an hour away in Valrico. It was the Forgotten Angels motorcycle camping trip and motorcycle camp out, and it was a charity event. So I was like, oh, I get to try something out, go camping, spend the day in the woods, and also, support a great cause. So at the end of this video, I'm gonna talk a little bit about them as well, but here's how I did it. So if you notice, I didn't exactly buy like a big touring bike or a cruiser or something with bags or something with storage or anything like that. I didn't buy something like that. And so because I didn't buy a bike that had any sort of storage on it, and I haven't bothered to put bags on it because it's really kind of silly on this bike to have bags. I don't ride with a passenger, so I could put a tail bag on it, give me a little bit of space. But I found that it actually gets in the way of how I like to do this on this bike and how I ended up packing for this trip. So we're just going to get into how I did it. How the heck do you carry a whole bunch of camping stuff on a motorcycle an hour out of your way? And my answer to that is, well, I go backpacking, don't I? I have a backpack and I have small camping gear that's designed to be lightweight, so why don't I just adapt that to my situation? So I did exactly that. So now what I'm going to show you is what I took. So all of this. And instead of using my regular backpack, which I might have done, but I actually like this backpack. It was supposed to be kind of chilly, but very rainy on Saturday. We had like a 70% chance of rain at the beginning. All throughout the week, it looked like it was going to rain through this whole event. And I'm like, oh, great, camping in the rain, my favorite. Actually, I really don't mind rain here in Florida. It tends to cool things down a little bit. But because it was going to rain, and because it was going to be a little chilly, I had to modify what I was doing a little bit. So first things first, I started with a bag. This is an Earth Pack, waterproof backpack. It used to say on here somewhere, it's something, 55 liters. There it is. So 55 liter backpack. Pretty standard, nothing crazy. And so the first thing I did was I started with some basic clothing. Shirts, pants, underwear, socks, all the good stuff. I'm going to have a video coming out soon about the clothing that I pack going backpacking. This is very similar to what I pack backpacking on a trip. And so I put clothes in the bag, like so. And I try to get it like vertical so I had space to do other stuff. The next thing I packed was a sleeping pad, or actually a sleeping bag. I tried to do things in the opposite order as I was going to take them out, and so sleeping bag went next because a sleeping bag would go on top of a sleeping pad. You're really only getting your clothes out at the end. I had two options. Because it was going to get chilly, I went with my 30-degree bag, but it ended up not being chilly. I could have easily gotten away with my 45-degree bag, and so, but anyway, I didn't, and so I didn't grab the smaller of the two bags, but you easily could. I grabbed this bag, which goes in here, like so. And I think I ended up having to put this in. See, this is one of those fun things. As you put things in, you kind of find your the way it kind of crams. And you do have to cram a little bit into this bag, but as you'll see, that is not a problem. Yeah, see, there it goes. Alright, so now we're all the way down to the bottom, and we've crammed everything as far down as it can get. Next thing I grabbed was my sleeping pad. This is my Nemo Tensor. It's my go-to sleeping pad. It's pretty small, pretty light, and it just goes right in there. Fits pretty nice. And if y'all know anything about me, I like having a little space in my tent, so I always carry a two-person, even though it's just for me. This is my Grand Mesa 2 Kelty, and I love this tent. It's super easy to put up, super easy to take down, and I wasn't sure what the weather was going to be leaving, so I wanted something that I could drop pretty quick and not have to worry about the rain too much. So, and I know how to put this one up and down blindfolded. So, I just stuck that down in there. It's worth mentioning that in that bag that I put in my clothes, I also had a long sleeve, just a standard long sleeve shirt, just in case it did get chilly. But I also have two more things that I packed in here for clothing. One, a light hoodie, because I'm a wimp and I'm from Florida, and anything below 60 is freezing. And then the other thing is this. It's a rain jacket. I don't really know where I got this. I've had it for a long time. I weatherproof sprayed it before I went out, because last time I used this was during Hurricane Ian, and I kind of got soaked all the way through, so I went ahead and re-waterproofed it. But I put this on the top just in case it did start raining while I was riding or something like that. I could pull over easily and get that. So as you can see, everything fits inside this bag pretty nicely, and you crunch it down pretty good and roll it a couple times. And everything's in there. Last thing I did was I took my phone, I took a charging cable and a battery bank for my phone with me, and I had a couple other things I wanted to be waterproofed, so I stuck them in this little Pelican case, and I didn't really have enough space. I probably could have crammed this inside, but I wanted it accessible, just in case I needed to charge my phone on the way or something. GPS tends to run battery down, and I don't have a way to charge a phone on this bike yet. Working on that. Anyway, I did this, and then this strap goes over. I attached it here. It does like that. And then there's these straps that go around and hold that in place. That's pretty sturdy. It's not going anywhere. So just like a normal backpacking backpack, this has straps on the chest and straps on the waist, like so. Pretty simple. Phone on my nice quad lock here, because you want that to have your navigation up and going as you're riding, especially if you're going somewhere that you don't know the exact location of or whatever, you're trying to find it. You want to have GPS going so you can see your roads and all that stuff in traffic, because traffic sucks. Anyway, so as I was saying in the beginning, you'll notice that and sorry, I'm kicking my door, but you see the backpack, it kind of, a bag would get in the way of this, but I don't think it would hold what this backpack can. So when I got this on, it's fairly comfortable. It's got a pad on here. It's close to my body, so it's not leaning me back. I didn't want to go too heavy, otherwise you'll get off balance. But this hugs to the body, so turning, leaning, all that stuff. After like a minute or two of riding, you get completely used to it and you forget it's there. And so that's how I did it. I went motorcycle camping with everything that's in this backpack. And I think it was pretty cool. So, here's where I get real with you. Motorcycles, totally fun. Camping, awesome activity. Combining the two, fantastic. But what really drove me to go to this event was a fantastic cause. So, I am not really in any way, affiliated with this organization, but after going to the event and seeing what they do and hearing people talk and, seeing the good work that's there and the community that they've built, I can't, in good conscience, put out this video without giving you a little bit of information about it. So, this I'm just bringing from their website. I'm reading a couple things off from their stuff. I'll explain what they do and why they do it. So it starts out with some basic statistics. Over 250,000 children are placed in the U.S. foster care system each year. And each year more than 20,000 of those will age out. That is, they become too old to stay under state care. So then they're basically forced at the age of 18 to go be adults somewhere, despite the fact that they've already kind of had a really delayed upbringing, having to go through the foster care system and maybe not getting the life skills or the education or the opportunities that most kids have by the time they're 18 and ready to go off and do their own thing. And as hard as it is already for most young adults to get started in the world as it is, the way the world is going right now, it's even worse for people coming out of the foster care system who have aged out. So 20% of children who age out at 18 will instantly become homeless. They have nowhere else to go. 25% of those will not graduate from high school or be able to pass GED testing. Only half of those who age out will have gainful employment by the age of 24. So then they're stuck on some other state form of welfare. So, and that's no fun at all. A lot of them don't have the ability to go to school, and they don't graduate. Most of them don't get a degree. A lot of them have disabilities or may have been, troubled youth convicted of a crime when they were younger. So those people have a harder time, again, getting employment. So what Forgotten Angels does is it's a nonprofit, and it operates kind of to be that family, to be that mentor for these young adults who don't really have a guide or a way to really start their lives off in the right way. They take at-risk teens, previously incarcerated youths, just young adults who've been aged out. They help them, maybe get a GED, or plan on how to get a job and help them get a job, help them open a bank account, help them build credit, help them learn how to work on their homes, work on things. And so they give them life skills that are super important for people to know how to do. And it operates a bit like a family. We get out there and the first thing they want us to do is, shout and make a bunch of noise and let them know that, hey, we're all here for you. And I thought that was a really strong sentiment, something that, really spoke to me. Making a lot of noise has always been kind of a big thing for me when it comes to showing people how much you care about them. So, if you don't make noise about it, sometimes people don't know. And so I really enjoyed the atmosphere. I really enjoyed what they were doing, and I really thought that they had a great vision and a great application to what they were doing. So I wanted to share that information about the organization. A couple more things I wanted to shout out. One of the YouTubers that was really super well involved with organizing this event is Shade Tree Surgeon. He's a pretty big name in the motorcycle YouTube world, and after getting to meet him and seeing him interact with everybody, and seeing just the amount of work and effort he put in, and other people obviously put in to making the event successful and raising money and helping these people out, the guy's got a heart of gold. He's got a interesting YouTube personality, but man, that guy, he really... I'm sorry about that microphone and you guys. But for real, he's a super cool guy, and he cares a lot about doing the right thing in the world. Another person I'd love to shout out is Spite. Spite's Corner, the YouTube channel, the man, the myth, the legend. I got to meet him finally. But he's a big reason as to why I kind of got into bikes, and why I bought a motorcycle, and how I picked what I did. And I finally got to meet him. Super cool guy. So that was a lot of fun. If you're at all interested in motorcycles and just kind of the variety that's out there and what you can do and maybe what's right for you, if you're interested in that kind of thing, Spite's Corner, give him a subscribe. He definitely deserves it. And you will be glad you did. So that is all for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And also, just so you know, for staying after my spiel about Forgotten Angels and talking about them, you get a reward. So after this, there will be a clip as this rolls out to the end of the video of a ride that we did on Friday at the campout. So enjoy that. Have a great one. Adventure on.